Hail, Lord. Why do you give me your toughest battles?
On God, no cap? You just need to make the fucking shed.
Not this week. Hail no. Hail. So yeah, I've been procrastinating a home project like a lazy bum! But hey, it's not all been bad. There's been some bad, but there's also been some genuinely good things. I'm also going to break down how I'm straight finessing the banks with good credit, what's going on with mortgage rates and the real estate market overall, and then for the numbers nerds, I'll go over my actual debt and cash flow this month. In my quest to get more garage space, I actually ended up with less garage space. At least for the time being. I was eyeing this deal on Sam's Club for weeks, and then on the last day, I decided to pull the trigger. My hesitation cost me the shed that I wanted, but what can you do? I also used an interest-free credit card to buy the shed and basically finesse the banks. More on this later. But there's actually a lot more to installing a shed than I realized, so I've kind of been overwhelmed, and I've been procrastinating. Plus, it's been literally hot as hell or raining. In last month's video, I mentioned an expensive toilet and freezer repair on my rental, the Golden Goose. I put that on the business credit card. Notice a theme here with the credit cards. That payment came due this month, so paying that just completely shot my cash flow for the month. I also laid to rest my poor Japanese maple tree. We planted it in a spot that gets too much sun, and old buddy got cooked, so I'm sorry. I feel really bad. There's $130 and a tree just gone right there. Sorry I cooked you, buddy. On a more positive note, the birds are finally out of my attic. I think it's been like 3 months I've had birds in my attic, and I waited until I didn't hear them in there anymore because I didn't want to seal them in there. That would be bad. Then I took the cheaper $590 quote from my roofing company. The pest inspectors had like $1,200, fuck that. But the roofing company sent out this dude. They didn't even let me know. He just showed up with a ladder. His name was like Juan or something. We were like, why is there a guy here? And then he explained what he was doing. Yeah, he just showed up with a ladder and fixed it. It looks like he did a really good job though. It's not an opening there anymore. Hopefully this keeps the birds out for good. Another positive thing I did was a mini project on my driveway in the SS Money Pit, which is this house right here. There was a big old crack going through the driveway. So for just like $15, I bought 2 things of like Quickcrete, and I just sealed it up. It only took like 30 minutes, but for $15 and 30 minutes time, that should hopefully extend the life of my driveway. That's the news on my real estate portfolio. Now let me explain how I'm straight finessing the banks. I've used this strategy for years, but let me explain. It is somewhat risky. Like it's like the dark side of the force with financial strategy, or it's like using the one true ring for good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be risky and dangerous. Basically, it boils down to you must never purchase something you don't have the money for. So for example, I got this shed on a deal, $200 off, nice, but it still ended up costing me $655. And then with materials for the base and stuff from Home Depot, it's going to cost me damn near $1,000. Rather than just pay $1,000 cash today for it, I opened up a new credit card. And this credit card was like a Citi Strata card, and it had a deal where if you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, check, I already did that, you basically get like a bonus point reward, which equates to 200 off. So right there, that's 200 off of my $1,000 purchase. But here's the cool part. It's on a 15-month interest-free promo period for purchases. So basically what that means is in the first 15 months of this credit card, my purchases are interest-free. So in the first month, I put this $1,000 on it. I have the $1,000, but I'm not going to pay it off. I'm just going to let it sit on this credit card balance for 14 months while I put the $1,000, because I'm not buying things I don't have the money for. I have the money. I'm just going to put this $1,000 into my high yield savings account, earning 3.9% interest. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but over 14 months, that $1,000 is going to earn me about $40 or so in interest. Plus, next year, $1,000 would be worth a little less than it is today because of inflation. But yes, you got to be careful with this one. What I'm doing is I set a reminder in my phone 14 months out to just pay it off. You never ever want to let it go to interest because the banks are counting on you to forget you even had that balance or to spend more money than you actually have. And then when that promo period ends, they'll backdate you with the interest. So they'll run a lick on you. But this is how you run a lick on the banks. Like literally the bank is counting on you to overspend or forget. So just make sure you don't do that. I love this strategy. I've done it for my metal roof, 6 months interest-free financing. I did it for my attic insulation, $3,000 on a 21-month interest-free promo. Literally, like, just put the cash in a high yield savings account, earn the interest, let the bank hold the bag for you. So what's going on with the real estate market overall? Of course, real estate is all local, but nationally, real estate's gone up about 1 to 2%, and that is nominal, meaning it's not adjusted for inflation. So if you factor in inflation, which they say is around 3%. I disagree. I think it's actually higher than that. But regardless, inflation is higher than that growth rate. So if you factor in for inflation, real estate's actually going down in real terms, meaning the real estate market is slowly getting more affordable, which is nice. But if you were counting on appreciation, you're not really getting a whole lot of that. And then what's going on with the rates side of things? Rates have been stuck for the past like 3-4 years around 6.5% or so. Inflation and the Iran war are certainly not helping. This is the CME Fed watch tool. And by the end of the year, they actually project a couple rate increases. They actually project rates to go up, which is surprising because Trump nominated Warsh because he wants lower rates, but they're projecting higher rates. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of cooked my refinance plan. I was hoping to get the SS Money Pit down to maybe 5.5%. That would be lit, but alas. And now let's get into my actual real estate numbers. Last month, I was in $422,450 of mortgage debt, just paying the minimum payments on my rental and this house. That's down to $421,755 of mortgage debt. Let's start with the SS Money Pit. It's on a 6% interest rate, and last month its mortgage actually went up due to property tax and home insurance increases. Its minimum payment last month was a nasty ass over $1,200 of just interest alone. It did pay off $288 of principal. That's some progress, I guess. That interest is freaking disgusting though. I might start paying a little extra on it again because if you look at it this way, it's a 6% interest rate. Any extra cash I put on that essentially is a guaranteed 6% rate of return on that cash. I'm kind of at a spot where I'm kind of safe with my cash balance. So in the future, I'm going to start paying a little extra on it again. As far as my rental goes, the Golden Goose, it's on a 3.3% mortgage rate. And because of that, I only pay the minimum. Inflation is just eating away at that true debt balance. Its mortgage did raise a little bit, but nothing compared to the SS Money Pit. The SS Money Pit never misses. It's just always going to do me dirty. And looking at cash flow, because I had to pay the credit card for the business to pay off those freezer and toilet repairs from last month, cash flow was shot. I was negative by about $225. Fingers crossed we don't have much negatives going forward and I can actually start, building the business cash, building my personal cash, and getting this debt paid down some more. So what are my short and long-term real estate goals? Well, short term, I definitely want to get this damn shed built. It's just, with work, making these videos and the weather, and it's just a lot. I've been procrastinating. I need to get off my lazy ass. But that's my short-term goal. Get that shed built, get the garage cleared, and that would actually, theoretically, even though it's a plastic shed, if I do it right, it would at least raise the rental appeal on this house, the Money Pit, a little bit. So that's nice. And I would get to enjoy it while I'm still here. Intermediate goal, if there's a window where rates drop a little bit, I would love to get this house refinanced down to like 5.5 or even 5.4% rate and lower its payment. But with the rate projections where they are, we'll see how likely that is. Long term, in the next year or two, I would love to buy a third property with my VA loan, move out into that, and rent this house out. But we'll see. That all depends on the market. That all depends on my finances. So for now, I'm just staying put, paying down the debt, building cash, and just waiting it out. So will rates finally budge before I'm ready to refinance? Or am I stuck at a 6% rate? What do you think? But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.